Well, it's about 6:40. The sun's just set, and I'm just south of the town of Vlore, which is a beautiful little beach town. And I have found this amazing little campsite. So have a look behind me here. You can see the sun has just set behind these mountains, and yeah, I'm enjoying a beer. I just cooked dinner, and I'll eat it just after this video. But I just wanted to catch the sunset before it disappeared altogether. So today's been another roller coaster of a day, more mentally than anything else. Like, again, it was a very flat day, pretty easy going physically. Like, I really didn't have to push myself at all, and I still managed to do probably 80 or 90 Ks. But I think on these kind of like flat days, I think it just wears on me mentally, especially when I'm riding by myself, because I just get bored and my mind just starts to wander, and I just start to think, well, like, this is not even an adventure. Like, why am I doing this? And I think, yeah, it's just the flat days which causes me to think like that. And I need to like figure out some way of like getting myself out of these kind of mental funks when I find myself in them, because like I distinctly recall, like, around lunchtime or so, like, I started to get a bit restless in my mind, and I just found myself getting annoyed at things for no reason. And I recognized it. I recognized why it was happening, but I couldn't really get myself out of it, and that's a bit frustrating, because I have done quite a bit of like mindfulness and meditation training, but still I'm a student when these things happen. Like, it still takes over me sometimes, which is a bit annoying, but still a student. But I'm really glad where I ended up. This is a stunning spot here, and the campsite is mostly for caravans and motorhomes. And when I arrived, I asked where I could put up my tent, and the guy was like, "Oh, well, you can put your tent like over in that little patch of grass there behind the reception," which was like really dark and crappy. And I was like, "Well, why can't I just put it over there, like where I could actually see the ocean?" And he's like, "Well, that's because that's where the RVs go, or that's where the campers go." And I said, "Well, there's no campers there. Can't I just go there?" And he begrudgingly let me do it. It's a bit frustrating as well. Like, I wish like bike travelers were seen as equal class as caravanners, because in many places we're not. Even in Europe, where bike traveling is very common. So, I think we should be elevated to equal citizenship as caravanners. I just spilled some beer on my shirt, idiot. But anyway, this morning was a really awesome start to the day, because like I was on that lake this morning, and I packed up, uploaded some videos to YouTube, said goodbye to my my friend who was the owner of the campsite. It was just me and him this morning, and I wanted to see if I could try and like circumvent, or like go around the whole lake, because I had done like kind of half of it yesterday. I didn't want to have to go retrace my steps, so I wanted to go back down the other side. And there wasn't any path on Komoot, but Google Maps reckons I could do it, so I ended up following that trail on Google Maps around the other side of the lake, and it was really awesome, like rugged, like four-wheel drive track with like the lake on one side and the ocean on the other. And at one point I saw some flamingos like flying around and like feeding, and I don't think I've seen flamingos in the wild before, so that was pretty cool. And it made me think of a couple of people I know who are traveling in Africa at the moment on their bikes, and how cool it would be to travel through Africa and see all the different amazing animals there. And so I spent a couple of hours cycling and thinking about, should I travel to Africa at some point? And I think yes, but I don't know when it's going to happen. So I add that to the bucket list. It's been on there for a while, but I'll maybe sort it back to the top. And at some point there was this amazing viewpoint on the side of the lake, kind of looking back away from the ocean. And so I stayed there for a while, and there was a man standing on the edge of the lake, and he was fishing. And I just watched him for probably 10-15 minutes. And I think by watching him, I finally began to understand why people like fishing. Because although I don't eat fish myself, I think just watching him, it looked like such a meditative activity, and he was not in a rush for anything. He was just going through the motions, throwing out the line, reeling it back in, throwing out the line, reeling it back in. You know, I don't think it really mattered. I don't think he really cared if he caught anything. Or maybe he did. Maybe he was actually trying to feed his family. I'm not sure, but he didn't seem so worried anyway. Like, he was enjoying, you know, just being there, being out in nature, throwing his line out, reeling it back in, you know. And there's a very strong power to that, I think. Anyway, I'm not articulating it very well, but I think I get fishing. I'm still probably not going to do it, but maybe I can try it without any hooks. That could be interesting. Yeah, but that was really awesome. I really enjoyed the first couple of hours of the day and just cycling through that more rugged terrain. And then, got back into the town. As I said, I was starting to feel a bit restless again. And most of the rest of the day was riding on the highway, which was it was fine. Like, it was very just flat, easy riding, and not too many cars, thankfully. But I was just a bit bored. I think that's the problem. You know, it'd be really nice to have some company on these like long, flat days. But anyway, I'll be in Greece soon, and that will be an exciting thing. You know, I think I will have spent about 2 weeks in the Balkans in the end, which doesn't seem all that long, but I kind of feel like it's enough. Like, I don't really know what else I really want to see here. I'm kind of keen to go through Greece and then head over into Turkey and then Asia essentially. So yeah, I think it'll be enough to get into Greece in a couple of days. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something. Well, I've lost it now. Yeah, it's gone, sorry. But the sun is looking pretty amazing. So, I remembered. So Mum and Dad reminded me today that the referendum in Australia to have the Indigenous voice to Parliament is taking place on the 14th of October, which is about 12 days from now. I wasn't sure that I'd be able to vote, but it looks like from doing some research today during lunch, it looks like I will be able to vote if I can get myself to a Australian embassy, and there's one in Athens. So as long as I can get there before the 14th, I should be able to vote, and that will be really cool because I think that's a really important part of Australian history. And I'd love to be part of it, and I'd love to vote yes, because I think the voice is a really great and important idea. That puts a little bit of fire under me to get to Athens a little bit quicker. But actually, it doesn't really change much because I was planning to be there by around mid-October anyway. So. Yeah, as long as I can get there before the 14th, I should be able to vote, and that will be that's a good motivation for me. So that's it for now. I'll go and have dinner, and I'll end this video. And actually there's someone who's about to start fishing here, so maybe that's a good omen.